All right. Been a while since we had a video. We're about halfway through demo at this point, we think. And some really interesting things going on so far. So they've clearly been going after all the plaster. We got this hall wall down. This one's probably coming tomorrow. This was our dining room. Herb used it previously as a living room, but you see, here's the post all the way down in good shape. And this is what is going on in the walls. It's one board thick. These boards here are just covering up the seams between these boards. And then that's it. They hang siding on the outside of that, and you can see that they had done the lath right on those boards, so there was no room for electrical or certainly not insulation or anything like that, so we gotta address that. We'll be fixing that. This chimney over here is in really good shape. It's got all the timbers let into the brick. You can see one of them right here. That's pretty unusual as far as I know. And so clearly they've been letting go over the years. Some of these are wiggly. I picked two bad ones, but you can see how the grout is not even not tight anymore. So we gotta fix that. We probably end up taking those timbers out entirely and filling them with brick. They did that upstairs in the attic already. So we'll probably take their cue and do the same. You can see how thick it is on the end here. This is in fact the exterior wall. That's the exterior brick. All that thick, all that thickness from the windowsill all the way to the outside here. So we suspected it was 3 bricks thick. It probably is. Here's this room. All these boards are being held off on right now because they have electrical in them, and we're having major issues with the electrical, trying to get it turned off. We've cut the power to the house, we've cut the power to the barn, and still there are circuits that are alive in this house. We don't know why. We've had 2 electricians out to try to turn off the power, unsuccessfully. This is kind of the space. You can see it in the width of the floor here. It's about 3.5, 4 feet. So more or less this space here, as you look through, you can see the opposite doorway on the opposite side of the house. This is going to be our back hall. Obviously all these studs will go away, but there will be a pass-through all the way from kind of north to south, door to door, throughout the house. And then this will be our kind of Eden section of our kitchen. Over here, this window will stay but go into a family room, and this doorway will be the doorway into the family room that we're putting off the south side here. This chimney on the south kitchen is in really rough shape. There are cracks going all the way through it. There's evidence of, I don't know if we're going to get any light in here at all, nothing. That's too bad. But there's major evidence of fire damage in there. You can see some more, hopefully, on the outside here. Again, we got no light. Again, yeah, you're not going to really see it much, but there's some huge fissures and cracks in here that you're not seeing. Apologize. But this chimney has already been blocked up. Previously it had been bricked over, so it had major issues. We're probably not going to be able to save it financially, plus we'd like that space back for our kitchen, so we're going to try to take that out. But looking through, basically where you see those 2 studs, we're going to try to open up in between them there and leave that open into the dining room. That'll be one of the major changes that we're making for flow purposes, trying to get access front to back in the house. Connect dining room, kitchen, and the family room off to the south. This whole space here, looking kind of from fireplace to fireplace in the back is going to be the kitchen. It'll kind of go the width of the house. We'll do a galley-style kitchen in here. And then where this back stair is now is going to be kind of our main hall closet and powder room behind the stairs for the first floor. So we'll have a real bathroom. This, again, sorry about the lighting. Probably not going to see any of this, but the staircase is really not terribly impressively built. It looks very scabbed together. It's interesting, but we'd never build it like this. So another good find, and makes us feel good about some of the decisions we made, specifically to not keep that staircase, because it would have been a total rebuild if we had tried to do it. So this is the fireplace we're absolutely keeping and leaving open and exposed. In fact, we're going to try to fix some of the alterations that were made to it back in the day. This wood stove we'll be keeping too and moving it out to the barn. But this will be kind of a showpiece on this end. There's some actually really cool things. It's basically a beehive on this side. It kind of comes up and around like this. So we're going to try to see if we can, instead of just keeping it all squared off like this, we're going to try to expose some of that brick, because it's really beautiful on the other side. As we suspect that it's the same on this side. We're going to try to expose that, because we think we can insulate behind it like we saw on the other side. There's a cubby and space back here, so I think this void, more or less behind the chimney, will be where we insulate to try to, air seal and keep the house warm. This will kind of be a mudroom area coming off our side door. This will be the everyday door out to the living room. Yes, the living room will be over here, but the door goes out to the driveway, and eventually, someday, we'll want to do a breezeway out to a garage as well. But this will be our mudroom area, essentially where the kitchen sink was, and the old vestibule here gets a little bit bigger, probably out to where the ladder is there, the step ladder, and then out and over in this area. So it's probably, 8-foot square kind of landing zone, and we'll do some built-ins probably under the window here, or benches or something. But again, this is that hall space, that back hall space. It's going to go side to side. You can see the transom windows over the door on the other side. It'll go all the way through. You'll be looking at the other door, and really all the way into the family room beyond. So it'll be a nice direct shot to get from point to point in the house, which is something that we learned in the year that we've been living here. That was kind of a pain in the butt. This side, this chimney had also extensive work done in the past, and it's still in pretty rough shape. It's even worse upstairs in the master bedroom. It had already been closed off, so this is another one we're just going to leave alone, close it up, insulate it, and all that good stuff, and make sure it's repaired. But we're just going to put it back kind of in the condition it's in. Most of these fireplaces end up getting closed up in the process. All the mantles and woodwork have been stripped off very carefully, and I've been working to denail them, and they'll go back up in the same spots as they were. Again, all this wainscoting, it's one board, one wide, in some cases 30-inch board, which is just like, you don't see this every day. So we're saving all of this, trying not to even touch it. There's some repairs that'll need to happen where they're already cracked, and likely, demo brings damage. We'll have to repair where we have to, but every bit of this is going right back in the house. Again, hopefully in the same spots as much as we possibly can to make this work. Actually, that section there, this is a change in this room. that chunk of wainscoting won't be there because more or less from that stud, that space that the wainscoting is on, is going to be open. And actually this section over here is where that wainscoting is going to be placed. We're swapping. So we had two doors on the right previously, a closet and then the pass-through. And we're swapping that out to get better access to the bathroom that'll be behind here and that back hall. And give more privacy to that mudroom and entry so that the wind isn't gonna, somebody comes in the door and blows a chill into the living room directly. So it's a little bit of rearranging in this room as well on that wall, but everything else in front of this wall stays the same on the first floor, both of these front rooms, and on the second floor, which is up next.